Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Yeah, she's right about that. All of it. I am Pat Gray. Welcome to it. Great to have you here with us. Don't forget, we now do even more for you. Even more. We just continue to give and give and give. Pat Gray Overtime, all you have to do to sign up and to be able to enjoy it every single day is go to blazetv.com/Pat and enter the promo code PAT. You'll get $10 off your yearly sub. Awesome. And you'll get to enjoy overtime. And not just this overtime, but Steve Dace's overtime, Chad Prather's, all of the Glenn stuff, including the Wednesday night TV show.
Yeah, there are a lot of shows that are produced by Blaze TV that you'll have access to. So.
Over 4 million.
Is that right?
Yeah. Give or take.
Like 4 million, like individual shows?
Yeah, well, give or take.
Like how much are we giving or taking?
Like a couple shows. Like 3,999,000-ish.
So give or take.
Yeah, give or take. Something like that. So a lot of liberal angst yesterday on Twitter.
Yesterday.
Oh, my.
Was a beautiful, beautiful day, and April 25th should be remembered in history.
If you missed it somehow, Elon Musk did, in fact, purchase Twitter. It went through. They accepted the offer, and he is now the proud owner of a Twitter. So,
yeah.
Wow. People were crazed over it.
It was a sight to behold. It was quality entertainment yesterday. Yep.
We can go through some of these tweets. We've got we compiled a few of them. I think 7 of them from Harry Kunzru.
I don't know. Who knows these
If
people?
Musk buys Twitter and puts Trump back on it, puts Trump back on here, it's really going to reduce my quality of life.
Oh, no, Harry.
Is it? From Houston, a person, apparently. Radio Houston. Okay. Twitter won't be safe for LGBTQ plus people under Elon Musk.
Oh, God.
How do you figure that? What are you talking about?
No, man.
We also have this genius, Adrienne Lawrence Esquire. With the news of Elon Musk possibly buying Twitter, do you think there's another billionaire or tech bro out there creating a new platform in hopes of luring soon-to-be former Twitter users?
Oh, they should start Air America Social.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because Air America works so well.
That was good, right?
Uh-huh. Jennifer Mercica. When an oligarch buys a communication platform to distribute right-wing propaganda, that's not democracy. Holy crap. I mean, these people are so insecure they can't stand having to battle out the ideas on their ideas against ours. They can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's proven time and time again. That was the Air America reference. They cannot defend their points of view, and so now they're taking their ball and running.
Nikki Fink. So if and when, well, it was yesterday, Elon Musk takes control of Twitter and turns it into a malevolent mouthpiece, where should Democrats and progressives go for free speech on social media? An existing site, or do we start our own?
Start your own.
Yeah, who cares? I don't care what you do. Get out of our face. That'd be great. Axios, the world's richest man, someone who used to be compared to Marvel's Iron Man, is increasingly behaving like a movie supervillain, commanding seemingly unlimited resources with which to finance his mischief-making.
Okay.
I mean, they're so oppressive in the way they would govern things. They love the fact that, we're the ones who had to bear the brunt of the rage of Twitter because no conservative speech could be allowed there. And now, even the thought that maybe it will happen where they have conservatives as well as liberals on it, and everybody can speak freely, that just terrifies them.
Yeah, and by the way, big trending today is how to delete your Twitter account. And also, there is a thread out there with a bunch of people who work at Twitter who are basically crying that, hey, I'm going to need a job.
Good.
Can you employ me? I can't stay here under Elon Musk. I don't know. Did we have any more of those tweets? Oh, okay. Today on Twitter feels like the last evening in a Berlin nightclub at the twilight of Weimar, Germany. Shut up, Jeff Jarvis.
These babies.
So dramatic.
David Levitt, if Elon Musk successfully purchases Twitter, it could result in World War III and the destruction of our planet. Is he being serious?
I don't know.
I wonder if that's just making fun of everybody.
I don't know. He's a liberal, so I don't know. He's tweeted like that before.
Lila Sturgis, I don't want to leave Twitter, but it seems a given that if Musk buys it, it will become completely uninhabitable for trans people and lots of other people.
Okay, so Elon finally...
What has Elon done to anybody to make them think he's anti-trans or LGBTQ?
Exactly, Pat. So he addressed them.
I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter because that is what free speech means. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Twitter headquarters to become a homeless shelter like he had... mentioned as a possibility, if you'll recall. Sean King.
Sean King, the pretend black man who's white.
Yes.
He's white.
Uh-huh.
At its root, Elon Musk wanting to purchase Twitter is not about left versus right. It's about white power. The man was raised in apartheid by a white nationalist. He's upset that Twitter won't allow white nationalists to target and harass people.
What are you talking
That's
about?
his definition of free speech. What? What are you talking?
Unbelievable, man. Like I said, it was a sight to behold yesterday. And by the way, Sean King has since deleted his Twitter account.
Good.
Bye-bye.
Good.
Sean King.
How does he even have any credibility at all? He pretended to be a black man in the NAACP running a local chapter of the, I think, Spokane's. Wasn't it Spokane's NAACP he was one of the heads of? It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, that was Rachel Dolezal, so another fake black person.
Was in Spokane. Yeah. Sean King's from somewhere else. But pretending still, I guess, to be black when everybody knows he's not. He was birthed, by the way, by two white parents, so that was kind of miraculous if he came out black. I don't know. That's really something.
Like he and Rachel were ahead of the curve, though, on identifying.
Weren't they, though?
As something they're not.
Yeah. Wow. Jeez. That is pathetic. What a bunch of babies and hypocrites.
Yeah. It's literally, they can't stand the thought of being not only
challenged,
exposed to views that they disagree with, but the very idea of defending their own ideas.
They can't.
They can't handle that thought.
They just can't.
I loved it.
Senator Elizabeth Warren also chimed in.
Good. She's good, too.
This deal is dangerous for our democracy. Well, that's fine because we don't have one. So how could it be a danger to something that doesn't exist? Billionaires like Elon Musk play by a different set of rules than everyone else, accumulating power for their own gain. We need a wealth tax and strong rules to hold big tech accountable. Really? Huh.
Yeah. How many of those people whining about Elon Musk buying Twitter are driving around in a Tesla right now?
Probably a lot of them. Yeah. Which, by the way, one of the most valuable companies in the world. Tesla is such a great company. People respect it so much that it is more valuable than the top 9 automakers combined.
Now we're up to 9?
9.
Wow.
The top 9 automakers combined don't equal Tesla. And Tesla has, by the way, 1% of the world's global car sales. That's incredible. Just shows you what a well-run, ahead of its time, high-tech company Tesla is.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many cool things about Tesla. You can download improvements that boost your horsepower and your speed and all kinds of things.
That's cool, man.
You just download it into your car. You don't have to go get a new car for it.
So I'm not too familiar with his the Boring Company. I mean, are you familiar with that? I mean, that's his company, another one.
Yeah.
And so James, one of the Pat heads, said that the Boring Company is hiring here in Texas. He says what looks like to be a prototype of his Hyperloop tunnel system. So the guy is constantly doing cool stuff, man.
And innovating.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
I mean, America, the world needs this guy. Please.
They say that Twitter vehicles now really do drive themselves. Like, we could go from home to work. Tesla. What did I say?
Twitter.
Yeah,
Whatever,
Twitter just came out with a new line of vehicles. So, the Tesla vehicles apparently can make all the turns now. You don't have to be on a straightaway. In fact, there's some guy, I think he's got YouTube videos of this, where he shows his drive to work every day. And he just sits there and lets the car do it. I mean, it'll adjust for construction areas. It makes right and left turns, sharp turns, straightaway stuff. It's amazing. Tesla's far and away ahead of her, including Mercedes. So, Elon Musk knows what he's doing. Yeah. He really does. Richest man in the world, and a company worth over $1 trillion.
Yeah. And I heard that, he gave a speech yesterday. I think he doesn't take full control for 6 months.
Of Twitter?
Yeah. So, but they part of the deal, I think, was they locked down any updates or anything.
Until he takes over.
Yeah. And
that makes sense.
And, your audience and myself, we were basically testing out the platform yesterday to see. And sure enough, I mean, banned accounts were being reactivated.
The president back?
He says he's going to stay on Truth.
Does he really?
His little thing, yeah. But you remember during the campaign, I tweeted out just raw C-SPAN footage of Joe Biden touching little girls at these Senate swearing-ins, and I got my account got locked or suspended, whatever, because of that.
Until you deleted it?
Yeah. And so I retweeted it yesterday, and it still remains up there without any kind of warning. I tweeted out that ivermectin cured my COVID. That remains up there.
Oh, wow. The misinformation and disinformation you're spewing.
So we've been giving it a...
Why are you trying to kill people?
We've been giving the new Twitter a test drive, and so far it's handling very nicely.
Good. So the Twitter is handling as well as Tesla.
Yes.
Apparently. Good. Good. At the White House, Jen Psaki was asked about Elon Musk buying Twitter. And here's what she had to say.
Well, I'm not going to comment on a specific transaction. What I can tell you as a general matter, no matter who owns or runs Twitter, the president has long been concerned about the power of large social media platforms, the power they have over our everyday lives, has long argued that tech platforms must be held accountable for the harms they cause. He has been a strong supporter of fundamental reforms to achieve that goal, including reforms to Section 230, enacting antitrust reforms, requiring more transparency, and more. And he's encouraged that there's bipartisan interest in Congress. In terms of what hypothetical policies might happen, I'm just not going to speak to that.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Good idea, really.
They're scared.
Over on CNN, Brian Stelter wasn't taking the news too well.
Look, who knows? I think that's an example of a broader question for Twitter, which is if you get invited to something where there are no rules, where there is total freedom for everybody, do you actually want to go to that party? Or are you going to decide to stay home? And that's a question for Twitter users. Some Twitter users might love the idea there's going to be absolutely no moderation and no rules at all. Others might not want to be anywhere near that. Am I crazy, Matt?
No, you're right. And what happens to
you
the
are,
advertising? I mean, if there's no moderation or little moderation, do the advertisers stay away? What does that do to the business prospects for Twitter itself?
I think that's very much...
Yeah.
They are scared.
Where are they getting the fact that there's going to be absolutely no restrictions on Twitter? Elon hasn't said that. He wants free speech, but he hasn't said you can say absolutely anything you want at any time. Although it should get pretty close to that. For free speech should be, freely spoken.
I think a larger question, do you want a Brian Stelter at your party?
No.
I mean, that's kind of the larger issue.
That is. It's a good thought. And the answer to that
don't
would be
go to
no.
the party, Brian.
Yeah.
Who's forcing you to go to Twitter?
Jeez.
Right? Oh, I loved this, though. With all the stuff going on with Twitter yesterday, the liberals' worst nightmare, it is actually another great day for, just freedom of association. Some atheist has been trying to get Chris Pratt, open, devout Christian, kicked off of like the Marvel franchise as Star-Lord, right? Mm-hmm. And so this individual tagged James Gunn, right, the director, and just said, "Hey, you got to replace him with this guy." Blah blah blah. And James Gunn responded, "For what? Because of your made-up, utterly false beliefs about Chris Pratt? For something that someone else told you about him that's not true? Chris Pratt would never be replaced as Star-Lord. But if he ever was, we would all be going with him." I'm telling you, it was a beautiful day for freedom, and
it's awesome.
It just, I like to see that. So
I wonder what it is that was said about Chris Pratt
exactly.
that the guy's got
all
in his head.
Stuff,
just because he's Christian?
Basically, there's just hate campaign against him.
Most actors are Christian, right? I mean, I don't know that they're devout or that they practice it, but I think they'd say they're Christians.
It's just a smear campaign against somebody that they don't like their beliefs. And I was just, it was a breath of fresh air on a day filled with good news on Twitter to see a big time Hollywood director stand up for someone like that. And I really appreciated that.
That is great. Let me tell you about Omega XL. This also is great. We have 360 joints in our bodies, from our down each vertebrae in your back, your arms, your hips, your neck, of course, knees, feet. That's a lot of areas that can go wrong as you age and with daily just wear and tear. That's why I take Omega XL. It's because of the science. When we're young, our bodies produce SPMs, which are nature's way of keeping joints healthy. But as we age, we don't produce enough of them, which is why I was in pain with my elbow, and Omega XL took care of that. Built up in my system, and after 2 weeks, the pain was gone. It really did work for me. And if you've tried a lot of different things, give this a try. They restore your SPMs, rejuvenate your joints and muscles, and if you just let that go and don't do anything about it, you could be causing real damage to those joints. OmegaXL.com/Pat. That's where you go to buy one bottle, and they're going to throw in a second one for free. OmegaXL.com/Pat. Or call 800-844-4888.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Here's a story that's been very much undercovered. Apparently, last year, murder of police officers skyrocketed. It increased by 59%. Have you heard that figure anywhere? I mean, police officers are being killed at a rate that I don't think we've ever seen before, and nobody's even mentioned it. So
we knew crime was up.
Right.
And we know, obviously, disrespect for officers has been up for the last couple of years, at least. Mm-hmm. But I had not heard this stat.
I hadn't either.
Wow.
But Christopher Wray said on 60 Minutes, some of it is tied to the violent crime problem as a whole. But one of the phenomena that we saw in the last year is that an alarming percentage of the 73 law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty last year were killed through things like being ambushed or shot while out on patrol. They were killed just because they were police officers, he added. Wearing the badge shouldn't make you a target. Now, murder rates in general have been spiking in major American cities the past couple of years. 2020 saw a 30% increase in murders in the U.S. And Ray blamed the pandemic, repeat offenders, more people deciding to become criminals. And how about the fact that a lot of these criminals are just being released? Man, just go ahead and go. They're let out on bail, or their sentences are being commuted. They're just being let go.
Yeah.
See that all the time.
They used the pandemic as an excuse.
Right.
Remember that? Just en masse, we're going to release these. It made no sense at all.
Christopher Wray said, and we're seeing an alarming frequency of some of the worst getting back out on the streets. Yeah, like we were just discussing. We are working very hard with our partners, state and local law enforcement partners, through task forces all over the country, and through surging rapid deployment teams to try to combat violent crime in specific hotspots. Last year, I think we arrested something like 15,000 violent gang members around the country. And part of what fuels us to pursue this mission is our deep conviction that law enforcement's most sacred duty is to ensure that people can live free from their fear in their own homes and neighborhoods. Yeah, and then what do city councils do and state governments? They turn around and defund the police and make it more dangerous for them because they can't do certain things like go out in pairs. They don't have enough officers for that in a lot of places. In a monthly update, the National Fraternal Order of Police recently reported that the number of officers shot in the line of duty in 2022 so far is 46% higher already than last year, and 63% more than in 2020. Jeez. As of April 1st, there have been 101 officers shot in the line of duty so far just this year. Of those officers shot, 17 of them killed by gunfire. There have been 19 19 ambushes of police. These ambush-style attacks have resulted in 32 officers shot, 5 of whom were killed. Jeez. And, you can trace all this back, I think, to what happened after George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis. It's just spiraled out of control since then. And police just aren't safe anymore. It's an incredible problem that we have to shine a light on. Also, a judge has granted a temporary order blocking the Biden administration from lifting Title 42 before May 23rd. So that's the day that they're going to lift it. Mm-hmm. And this judge is just making sure they don't do it sooner than that.
Yeah, another Trump appointee, by the way. I'd like to point out.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Good. The Center for Disease Control announced April 1st that it would terminate Title 42 on May 23rd, saying that the order suspending the right to introduce migrants into the United States is no longer necessary due to an increased availability of tools to fight COVID-19. No. Yeah, so just come on in. Even if you have COVID, that's fine. We'll give some pills out to people, whatever. That's a good plan. I think that's really wise. Great decision. We applaud the court for approving our request for a temporary restraining order to keep Title 42 in place, Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich said. The Biden administration cannot continue in flagrant disregard for existing laws and required administrative procedures. The administration announcement that it would end Title 42 came under fire from Republicans, of course, and in March, 221,000 illegals were trying to cross the border.
And this is a bipartisan pushback on the Biden administration on repealing this. Democrats, several are against him on this.
Especially, I'm guessing, border states.
Yeah, both of your
border
Arizona
state Democrats.
senators. Let's see, Manchin has spoken out. It seems like there's been a couple of others, that are interior senators too. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But
yes, it is.
We're obviously not going to fully enforce the border at the end of the day, no matter what happens here.
Why would you, though? Why would you?
It's just...
What are you, a hater?
Yeah,
You're a xenophobe? Mm-hmm. You don't want people who look and speak differently than you coming into our country? Is that what it is?
I can tell you right now, what this country does not need are more Keith Malinaks. So that's not quite accurate to paint me that way.
Okay, you don't want people that look exactly like you.
I don't want more Keiths here.
Yeah. Well, that's a really good point. I don't either.
Wait, what? What I would like is a sovereign border that's respected by our leadership and protected. Since before the sun went down on September 11th, 2001, the borders should have been locked down. But who am I?
And again, it's the Republican Party that has the perception, I guess, because Democrats keep saying it, that they're so extreme. But nothing could be further from the truth. Actually, Republicans have moderated in many of their views on many different issues. But the Democrats have gone so extreme that they can't recognize anything to the right of them. Remember Joe Biden back in 1991 on this very topic, the border.
We disagree with the president's decision to cut back on our previous commitment to protect against drugs coming across the border, to cut the Customs Service, the Coast Guard, and the Border Patrol. We think we should do more to stem the flow of drugs across our borders, and we think we should go one step further. Let's go after the drug lords where they live, with an international strike force. There must be no safe haven for these narco-terrorists, and they must know it.
Right. Huh. You know, you had that. You had Harry Reid talking about the giveaways to illegal immigrants and how it's unbelievable that happens. Remember that?
Yeah, he was talking about Los Angeles hospitals and how many illegals are born there.
Right.
Yeah, he was upset.
Right. He was pissed. They've done a complete 180. All of them. And they used to be somewhat strong on the border, but now they're just for open borders. So it's amazing how much they have degraded in their stance on the border. But speaking of the border, this is really, jeez.
This makes me so sad.
One of the Texas Army National Guard soldiers protecting the border, Specialist Bishop Evans, assigned to Operation Lone Star, was found after drowning the other day, trying to save illegal aliens. In fact, illegal alien drug smugglers who had fallen into the river, and he was trying to fish them out. 22 years old.
Look how young, man. Gosh. I go back and forth between heartbreak and anger on this story.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that should have been, that should have never happened. Shouldn't even been in a position.
Right.
To have to drown, saving these guys.
It is so tragic.
Yep.
And, you know, how many border agents are we going to have to lose before something is done? How many Americans have to be killed by illegal aliens, whether it's through drunk driving or violent crimes? How many rapes have occurred due to... And you'll say, well, we've got our own rapists here. Why? You just don't want... You're so xenophobic. You just don't want people south of the border doing it. Well, right. Yeah, I don't want anybody south of the border, north of the border, east or west of it, who shouldn't be here in the first place, taking the lives of American citizens.
Yeah, those are rapes, those are murders, those are drunk driving.
That wouldn't have happened otherwise.
It would have never happened.
Yeah, it's not like somebody volunteers to do the crime that they would have committed had they been here. So that's an argument that just, first of all, it pisses me off. Secondly, it makes no sense whatsoever. But that's one of the discussions we can hopefully have on Twitter under Elon Musk.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
but I'm really hopeful. Yeah. It was rejoicing pretty much with conservatives yesterday.
Yeah, 425. It should be a day to celebrate going forward. It should be a freedom of speech. Like I said yesterday, I did a Twitter poll. Let me see what the results are. Should we refer to 425 going forward as Freedom of Speech Day or Suck It Snowflakes Day? It looks like Suck It Snowflakes is leading 67-33.
Anytime you give them the cool title, they're going to pick that over the other
Think
one.
so?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. April 25th, a day.
Suck It Snowflakes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Happy Suck It Snowflakes Day.
A day that will live in infamy.
That's right.
Coming up, we're going to tell you about the war in Russia, some things you need to know about that, the latest on what's going on there. Also, much more on Elon Musk and his particular plans for Twitter, what he's going to do. The New York Times is apparently very upset with the mask mandate on planes being revoked. How dare they revoke those mandates that came from the government? What are people to do now? We're all going to die if the government can't take care of us every minute of every day and on every flight and on every train. We'll get to those and much more coming up on Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray.
Joining us in studio, Mr. Glenn Beck.
Hello, Pat.
Must mean you're back for your radio show today, I'm thinking.
Yeah. I am.
Is it allergies or
it was allergies?
Is it
started out
thing?
as allergies. You know my vocal cords. So it started out with allergies, and then it just knocked the vocal cords out.
Yeah. I I wanted to talk to you about this article in the Washington Post. It's basically about you. Calling Democrats like Biden fascists has always been false, and apparently you called them fascists in your new book.
Yeah,
and they're
21st century fascism.
It says Glenn Beck is resurrecting rhetoric that has long falsely targeted Democratic presidents. How dare you?
There's a reason
How dare you?
why. I mean, if it's happened over the last 90 years, over the last 9 decades, there might be a reason people
pattern.
keep coming to this conclusion.
You think where there's smoke, there might be fire?
There might be. There might be. So they have a problem with me, and I'm assuming this is from my book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joe Biden, 21st century fascism. First of all, 21st century fascism. So let's forget the concentration camps. Although I wouldn't totally
wouldn't put it
forget
past
them.
Right.
But let's just talk about the definition of fascism. What is fascism? Fascism is when the government takes control, not ownership, but forms a public-private partnership with business and tells business and the press, not officially because they don't own it, they just make very strong recommendations.
Right.
Okay? That's fascism.
As has happened with Facebook and Twitter and on and on and on.
Bank of America.
And they have the partnership with Pfizer.
Yeah, they have public-private partnerships in everything. When Donald Trump was called a fascist, a Nazi, Hitler, why? Because he was saying, you know what, you big tech monopolies, you should watch what you're doing because maybe we should shut you down, okay? Fascist, probably a good definition for talk like that.
Right.
What are the Democrats saying about Elon Musk and Twitter today?
No, he's fascist.
Yeah, they're saying he's fascist.
Yeah, he is.
But they're saying this is horrible for democracy because of free speech, and we should shut it down. He should have no place. They're all bailing on him. Are you kidding me? Really?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
When you are telling McDonald's you are going to shut down, and you don't tell them directly, you tell the banks and the insurance companies to tell them you're going to shut down in Russia. You're going to walk away from the billions of dollars that you have in Russia. And they first say no. And then 2 days later, they come out and say, there's a reputational risk for McDonald's. And so we are going to close down. That is fascism.
Yeah. So they closed all 700 stores in Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah.
And they walked away from all of that, billions of dollars.
Right.
I mean, you've had Jen Psaki admit in front of the press that they flag social media posts that they find objectionable. She was talking about COVID-19 misinformation.
Correct.
And that they are, quote, in regular touch with the social media platforms, and those engagements typically happen through members of our senior staff and also members of our COVID-19 team.
Public-private partnerships. This is fascism. Communism is when you own everything.
Right.
Okay. Fascism is just when you control it, but somebody else owns it. Somebody else runs it. But I'm going to make a call.
Yeah, and then in a country like the United States, you can say, oh, they're just private businesses doing their thing. You can take it up with them.
I don't want to use this as a quote because I'm not sure if it was Mussolini, Hitler, or both of them. But one of them said, he's one of us when he was talking about FDR. He's one of us.
Which is interesting because they say in the article, equally important, Beck is tapping into a deep historical vein of conservative
Thank you.
thinking.
I'm a historian.
Yes.
It is deep and historical.
Right-wing media used remarkably similar and sometimes even harsher rhetoric against Franklin D. Roosevelt in the 1930s.
Okay, hang on. What was
why.
right-wing media? Was that NBC, CBS, or ABC? Which one was that?
Was there anybody who was right-wing ever in the media? I mean, in the 30s, there might have been a little pushback because it was fairly new what was going on.
And it was also,
to the country.
no, there was no pushback. They loved fascism.
Yeah.
The Republicans and the Democrats, the progressives loved fascism. Now, remember, see, this is where they screw it up. They could so easily go, yeah, we were all stupid. We didn't know what fascism led to, okay? But they love it so much, they will always claim they weren't fascistic, okay? They will always claim that. Why? We know from Time Magazine, we know from the Washington Post, we know from the New York Times, they heralded fascism as a new kind of administrative state
very true.
that would work.
Yeah.
Okay?
They were
So
very
loved it.
pro-Germany in the beginning.
Yeah, they were pro-fascism, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very pro-fascism. Didn't mind Hitler. Loved Mussolini. Didn't mind Hitler.
And they've completely forgotten all of that. Of course, that's been swept under the carpet.
Yeah, and I mean, it's interesting to me that they're coming out now against me after what, 4 months of this book on sale?
It's been out for a while.
They're slow readers.
Yeah.
That it must be making an impact. It must be making an impact.
No doubt.
I've been interested to see, because my thought was, they're saving it for me. They've got something special later for me. But I've been interested to see how quiet they have been, because I know we're dismantling the Great Reset. We are hurting them badly.
Yeah, and they try to make a big deal out of the fact that Biden's just so innocent Build Back Better plan that's just all about strengthening the American economy. And Beck turns it into this
No, I didn't.
red
The
herring.
World Economic Forum did.
Yeah.
I didn't. Beck, how is Beck do? I'm only quoting them.
That's all you do.
Yeah, yeah, and it's fascinating how this book has. I mean, this book isn't it the best-selling one in quite a while?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
If we had
for
more
years.
copies, it would be
Because book
it would
sales have been so bad for everybody.
Yeah.
For
It
about
would be our biggest book if we had the ability to print like we used to print. There's no paper anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just can't keep printing. But it would be over 2 million sales now.
13 straight weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
2 million.
We cannot keep it. It
Wow.
would be 2 million.
Okay.
If you had a supply chain.
So is this mostly selling digitally?
Biggest digital book we've ever done by far.
Wow.
But no, it's selling in hard copy too, but you just can't
So
get it.
this
in
is
the
the
numbers.
most probably since Common Sense, then I would think, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congratulations
Thank
on the
you.
book, and congratulations on being pounded by Washington Post.
Thank you. I
Again
wear that
today.
as
That's-
a badge of honor.
Yeah,
I really
that's
do.
really nice.
You're
I do.
hitting a nerve.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
All right,
Pat.
thanks, Glenn. Guys, what's the first thing you notice when you look at a photo of yourself or you look in the mirror in the morning? If you say it's your receding hairline or a bald spot,
Yeah.
Keeps can help you change that.
You don't look over here during these live reads anymore much, do you?
No,
Yeah.
no.
I took care of that.
You're taking care of it with Keeps, as a matter of fact. Look at that.
I've got a flowing mane.
Yeah.
See? And now I have to comb it.
Now you got to think about haircuts
That's
again.
frustrating. Yeah. Oh, I've been getting haircuts. That's right. That's a fact.
Amazing. So 2 out of 3 guys experience hair loss before they're 35. 2 out of 3? At least I didn't have that. It's taken a while. But do you really want to gamble with your hair? You can flip the odds in your favor and save your hair with Keeps. Hair loss can be tough. You see it in your pictures. Your barber points it out. Oh, that's what I hate. Every time I go in for a haircut and they show me the back, and I'm like, wait, what old guy are you pointing at right there? That's not me. Why do you have somebody else's head in that mirror? So what are you going to do about it? If your plan is a buzz cut, don't shave it, save it with Keeps. Keeps has clinically proven, FDA-approved hair treatments available online. Work for Keith. Jason Buttrell, Glenn's chief researcher, has used it to great advantage. Now he was just bald on top. And now he's got a lot of hair back there, back on top of his head. So whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or take care of the hair you have, your Keeps physician will help you select the right products and develop a personalized hair-saving routine that works for you. Really easy. No waiting rooms, no pharmacy visits. Keeps is delivered straight to your door at about half the cost. Half. If those balding jokes are wearing thin, Join thousands of guys who have saved their hair. Visit keeps.com/Pat. Get 50% off your first order. KEEP, Keeps, KEEPS, keeps.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Some tweets here. Carl Smith tweets, maybe some left-wing billionaire can start their own platform. They could call it Twitter Plus.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Coffee Lover M. Did Elon Musk ask the Mr. Twitter, also known as Pat Gray, for permission before he bought Twitter? Yeah, he did not
call you?
He didn't call me.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, that's rude.
Unless he did, and I just didn't check my phone. That's a possibility, too.
That's a
I might have several messages from Elon waiting. Pastor Sam tweets, if you're mad about yesterday's events and you don't want your Tesla anymore, I'd be willing to bite the bullet and take yours off your hands for you.
Oh, ditto.
Just let me know, okay? Pete Finnegan, Twitter now has a Tesla feature where the tweets write themselves.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
Okay.
Spry Vern Lundquist tweets, there are only two genders. Twitter test run. Hashtag Twitter test run.
Yeah, so
because he
we're trying
tweeted that out.
We're trying
to
it out.
See if it'll. Okay, that's your test.
There's only two genders.
That's your Twitter test run. Is to post that.
Yeah, I
pretty
wasn't
bold,
aware. If
pretty brave. And see, keep in mind he doesn't have control of it yet. He bought it, but he's not in there yet. So who knows what's going to happen?
I want to see if that's a.
In the meantime,
yeah, Twitter test run is actually.
Is it
trending out there? I think. I think Vern Lundquist. No, he started it, so he's starting it.
Okay.
Vern is. These other tweets are old, so yeah. Okay, well, let's get that started. Hashtag Twitter test run on all of your controversial tweets, like there are only two genders.
I like it. I like it. I mean, what an outrageous statement.
Right.
To say that there might only be two genders.
Well, Vern's old school.
Yeah. Apparently, the New York Times is pissed off about the mask mandate being revoked on planes. They write, when the federal mandate requiring masks to be worn on planes and other public transportation crumbled last week, it was not because of lobbying by established trade organizations or the strident calls of Republican lawmakers or even a determination by the CDC that masks were no longer necessary. Instead, the mask mandate's demise was brought about by an unlikely confluence of individuals. Leslie Manookian, a former Wall Street analyst living in Idaho, who had co-founded an anti-COVID regulation nonprofit. Two Florida women who said their anxiety prevented them from wearing masks and therefore traveling. And a Trump-appointed federal judge who the American Bar Association said was too inexperienced to be appointed to the bench.
Oh, well.
Well,
he made a ruling, so respect it, y'all.
Yeah. If the ABA said that, it must be true. Wow. I didn't realize. The peculiar backstory of Judge Mizell's decision offers a window into the sometimes capricious way public health policy in the United States gets made, in which a lawsuit filed by a little-known organization that opposes masks and vaccine mandates can upend a rule crafted by doctors and scientists.
Welcome to the last 50 years in America on rulings associated with religion.
Boy, that's for sure.
Oh, God.
So the decision to arbitrarily wait 2 more weeks was crafted by doctors and scientists, just like I'm sure the 15 days to flatten the curve science was crafted, right? Mm-hmm. Did they use beakers and vials and pour over complex formulas and algorithms to craft that brilliant strategy?
Uh-huh.
How about the flat out lies they crafted about masks being effective or the vaccine being effective? And once you're vaxxed, you can't get the virus. Did they craft that as well for us? Because I'm not that confident in what doctors and scientists are crafting right now. Not at all. Ann Sosin, a public health policy fellow at Dartmouth said, I think we're in a perilous moment for public health. Anti-vaccine and anti-masking groups are filling a leadership vacuum. Wow. In addition to Manukian's organization, other plaintiffs in the case are two women from Florida with the anxiety situation. Plaintiff 1, Anna Carolina Daza, who lives in the Tampa Bay area, was hoping to visit her family in Colombia last August, but couldn't imagine doing so if she had to wear a mask.
Oh, well, not my problem. That's yours.
Right. Plaintiff 2, Sarah Pope, who also lives in Tampa, had a similar concern. She decided not to join her family on a trip to Hawaii. Can you imagine Florida to Hawaii wearing a mask the whole time?
Ugh.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'd be tossed off the plane into the ocean. I'd be somewhere in the Pacific right now because I wouldn't be. No, I'm sorry. I can't do it. So anyway, they're trying to say that this is just a capricious and dangerous move when the New York Times knows that stupid little cloth thing, those surgical masks, were not protecting anybody from anything.
Yeah, everybody with half a brain has now, some it's taken longer than others, okay? Mm-hmm. Some knew right out of the gate. Some it's taken 2 years. But most people are like, all right, we're done.
Done.
I don't care if it works.
Right.
I'm done.
Right. Right. Some of us might come down with it, but so be it.
To the point,
because I'm done with this nonsense.
Where even Saturday Night Live has, in recent weeks, been doing fun sketches.
And we're going to show you one of those fun sketches coming up in a minute. We ran out of time for it here, but right after the top of the hour, we're going to play this Saturday Night Live sketch that's actually worth watching.
Yeah, that's breaking news in of itself.
One of the first in the last 50 years. So,
20.
I don't know, man. Have they been funny since their inception? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the early 90s was the golden age.
It was pretty good in the 90s. All right, we'll get to that coming up. Pat Gray Unleashed. A couple tweets here. Sarah the Roma tweets, 425, which is yesterday, almost as deadly as January 6th, Twitter's very own insurrection. Jailbird tweets, only the left can call their opponents fascist. Didn't you get the memo? Yeah, that's true. Proud American tweets, democracy is just one step above and one small slip away from anarchy, which is why we don't have a democracy. In fact, I don't think there's, democracy is majority rule. I don't think there's a nation ever who has empowered their minorities as much as we have. Can you think of anybody who has listened to 0.7% of the population as much as we have? They have essentially changed our entire civilization. I mean, the trans population is really kind of in control of this country right now. You can't talk about women. You can't define a woman. You can't say women get pregnant and men don't have menstruation issues. I mean, you can't supposedly say any of those things or mean any of those things. We have bent over backwards till we've broken in half over minorities. So I would think that the left would not want majority rule. They sure talk about democracy all the time, as if it's a good thing. 888-900-3393. We were just talking about the mask situation, and the New York Times is all worried about the fact that a judge overturned the mask mandate, telling you must wear a mask on a plane. Well, a few weeks ago, even Saturday Night Live tackled this issue. They had what turned out to be a fairly funny sketch about couples out to dinner trying to have a conversation about masks. Check this out.
Guys, this is supposed to be fun. Isn't there something happy we can talk about?
No, we started this and we need to finish it. David, go, make sense of this, please.
Okay. Well, I think the biggest mistake the administration made was not providing more testing.
But the UK had done tons of testing and had even more COVID.
Good.
Well, at least Biden finally sent out all those tests over Christmas.
You mean the 2 tests for a family of 8 that froze in the mail?
Okay, well, at At least we have the CDC. I mean, they haven't always been perfect, but the science changed.
How does science change? When I make a mistake at work, I don't get to say the science changed.
At least we had outdoor dining.
Oh, you mean when they built a smaller restaurant in the street? How is that outdoors?
Oh my God.
Look, I went to a child's birthday party, self-careful, and they did gymnastics in masks. Don't. And then they went into another room and took off their masks to eat pizza. This is the end of me. So did they really need the mask? Oh, no. Did any of us ever need the mask? No!
Wow.
Ha!
Good stuff, huh?
You believe that? I can't believe that. Wow. Now, that was a couple of weeks ago because I barely know Saturday Night Live exists anymore. I can't remember the last time I sat down and watched Saturday Night Live. I bet it was 1992 or 3.
I watched the
somewhere in there.
Elon Musk host episode last May.
Oh, did you?
Every single skit was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I sat through that whole stupid thing.
They're just not. They're not funny. No. I mean, that was kind of funny.
It was good.
You know, and they made some observations.
I think it was more stunning than funny.
It was,
you know,
right?
That they came to that at the end.
Yeah, you just don't expect that from SNL. So refreshing.
Yeah,
it's a little bit refreshing.
Keep it up.
The Tampa Bay Lightning. Went to the wire at the White House. They were at the White House yesterday.
Yeah, they're the champions, you know. And
they won the NHL. It was last
Stanley
year.
Cup. Yeah, last 2 years, and so they finally got around to making the visit there. Yeah, they beat the Stars 2 years ago here.
Okay,
in that shortened season.
How about
that? So there you go. They went there.
They were at the White House yesterday, and Biden was, of course, in top form as usual.
I want to thank Commissioner Gary Batman and for being here as well.
Wait, Gary Batman is the commissioner?
At the risk of stating the obvious here, it's a pretty good time. I want to thank Commissioner Gary Batman and for being here as well. And at the risk of stating the obvious
that player behind him
is pretty good time.
Is,
Gary Batman,
Victor Hedman, and as somebody said on Twitter, he is all of us, Victor. So, because he refers to Gary Bettman has been the commissioner of hockey literally for, it's got to be 30 years now.
Gary Batman.
Batman, yeah, that's it.
I want to thank the commissioner, Gary Batman, and his assistant, Commissioner Tommy Robin.
Tommy Robin.
Yeah.
All right.
And so Batman and Robin run the NHL, the National Hockey League.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh. That's great.
Learn something new every day. Just the worst.
It's funny. And it's funny that what's his name? Victor something or other?
Victor Hedman, yeah.
Victor Hedman actually laughed at him for it. That is awesome.
He's looking around like he's in school. Like, you guys
get that?
This guy's a
just
moron.
called Bettman Batman.
What a dummy. Hey, guys. Next time we're in an event with the commissioner, let's call him Batman. Let's just do that.
What do you want to bet they did?
Oh, yeah, they will.
I'll bet they did.
Will.
Yeah, absolutely that will happen. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, reportedly said, I love this, in a new book that has been released, or it's going to be released in early May. She said former President Barack Obama is jealous of Joe Biden.
Oh.
2 New York Times reporters, Alexander Burns and Jonathan Martin, will be releasing their book on May 2nd titled This Will Not Pass, Trump, Biden, and the Battle for America's Future. In the book, the authors say that Obama has complicated feelings about Biden being president. Nancy Pelosi, who spoke regularly with the former president, came away from her conversations with Obama during this period with a matter-of-fact diagnosis. She told a friend, Obama is jealous of Biden, according to the book. The book also alleges Biden told his advisor that Obama is upset with the coverage of his administration, saying it has been painted as more transformative than Obama's presidency. So basically what it comes down to then is that Biden is destroying America at an even faster rate than Obama did, and he can't take it. So he's jealous of Biden because Biden has done more damage than Obama was able to do.
I think your conclusion is absolutely accurate.
That's it. He tried his damnedest to destroy this country, and he didn't quite get the job done. Yeah. And Biden seems to be finishing off everything Obama started. And we've made that observation before. Sure. He is finishing what Obama started.
And you recall, we played the clip of Obama saying he would love to have a third term where he could just kind of whisper in the ear of the president and get everything he wants done, which of course is happening. He's just, but the fact
without
that
question,
he's not getting the credit for it, Obama, and he's such a narcissist that he can't handle this. And I wonder, even odds that between now and when Obama is dead and gone, so 30, 40 years, whatever, he's going to be giving an interview and somehow he's going to make a reference, he's going to allude to questions around the 2020 election because he can't stand the fact that the old man Biden has how many more million votes than he did? Because remember, the most popular president of all time, Joe Biden, 81 million votes.
I think it's about 10 million more.
10 million more. And that eats at Obama because he can't
it does.
say anything.
You're right, because he's such a narcissist. He can't handle that. I think that's absolutely true. And I don't think he likes, even if Biden hadn't gotten more votes than Obama did.
Right.
I still think it would gnaw at him, the fact that Biden did ascend to the presidency, because I don't think he believed that could ever happen. I mean, like he said, never underestimate the ability of Joe Biden to F things up. And now that same guy is in the same seat that he was in.
Yeah.
That galls him. It does.
Yeah. So we already have established that he doesn't like Biden. We've established that Biden is doing more damage than Obama did in a shorter period of time. And we also have the more votes. Whether legit or not is irrelevant. The number is attached to Biden, not Obama. Obama,
I'll bet he does resent him a great deal. He resents
Joe Biden. He had the dig
at
the White House thing.
Yep. My vice president.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then he went on to completely ignore him when
multiple times
Tag-along Joe was trying to get his attention, and Obama knew he was there, just completely back-turned ignoring him.
I love that one scene where Obama is standing in a circle of people and he's talking to them. And Joe continues to call out to him. And and you can see he's talking right to Obama. And Obama doesn't even turn around to look at him.
Literally a high school moment.
To the point where he comes up and puts his hand on his shoulder and says, Barack! Barack! And Obama still doesn't turn around.
And then the masses are all around Obama, and Joe's wandering completely disconnected from the group.
In fact, Rob, if you can find that, I'd love to see that again as we talk about even more on those wacky Bidens. Hunter Biden sent an email to his brother's widow, Haley, pressuring her to get an HIV test as their relationship deteriorated in July of 2018, about a month before he fathered a child with another woman, with the stripper. And so that I think that was the final nail in the coffin of their relationship. In an email titled, "You need to get tested for HIV, Haley."
In all caps.
So he's yelling it. He's screaming it at her. It was obtained by Fox News Digital. Hunter demanded that she get tested for HIV and inform him of the results that day.
Oh, my gosh.
This guy's such a douchebag.
Oh, God.
The email also accused Haley of turning Hunter's niece against him and called on her to seek serious long-term professional help.
What a beautiful family, the Bidens.
Aren't they, though?
They're a good group right there.
You need to inform me on the result. Today, Hunter wrote at the time, "I'm getting tested today. I've been sick, scared, and you hung up on me.
Oh, no.
The love you give is so disturbing. I love you even when you're cruel."
Aw.
And then on all caps, Get tested and tell me the results today.
I love you. Now get tested for an STD. That is love right there.
Oh, yeah, that screams love. That is, it's, you can't make this up.
No.
Nobody would believe this if it was a made up movie. A Lifetime movie, you'd go, please, that's stupid even for them.
Mm-hmm.
In earlier email exchanges that same month, she called Biden a passive-aggressive a-hole, and Hunter advised her to focus on your sobriety.
Ooh. I love you.
He's somebody who's going to tell someone else to focus on their sobriety?
Now, that's funny. Now, that may be the big takeaway here.
That's incredible.
Is Hunter Biden is giving out alcohol advice.
Oh, my. I hope you have someone to turn to in bed in my brother's house, and that act of love can be for him or her or them and not a secret someone, he wrote to her. Jeez, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's
And don't feel as if you lost the two best men you or anyone could have ever dreamed of.
I mean, it sounds like romance there.
Doesn't it?
To me.
He's tender and romantic.
As he types this out to his sister-in-law.
Who he's bedding down. Hunter revealed the details of his affair with Haley in his 2021 memoir, Beautiful Things, explaining that he and she started a relationship in 2016, about a year after his brother Beau died. Hunter said he successfully convinced his dad, now President Biden, to issue a statement condoning the affair in 2017 after he was initially reluctant to offer public support. But here's what Joe said in a statement.
Okay.
We're all lucky that Hunter and Hallie have found each other. Is it Hallie or Haley? Have found each other as they were putting their lives together again after such sadness. They have mine and Jill's full and complete support, and we are happy for them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's tender, like you said.
What a dysfunctional group of people they are.
Touching. And if you want to revisit Barack and Joe hanging out at the White House a few weeks ago, we have that.
I do. Okay, watch this. So you see him talking to him. No response from Barack. Now he's looking confused.
It's so weird.
Okay, watch his lips. Talking to him again. Barack. And now he's got his hand on his shoulder, screaming Barack. And he won't turn around.
I mean, he's going 3 deep to reach into that crowd to shake hands, to lean away from Joe.
Does not acknowledge he's even alive.
Nobody did. Nobody was going up to Joe.
Nope.
And now
and
Joe
look at him
is...
looking on as Obama is talking to a group of people. Nobody's paying attention to him, so he walks off. That's almost sad. If I didn't dislike him so much.
If the man wasn't destroying my children's future.
Right.
That would be funny.
And the nation we love. 888-900-3393.
Pat Gray.
We're just talking about Barack Obama's jealousy of Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Because Biden's destroying the country at a faster clip than he did.
But it was fun.
Watching
the video of him ignore Biden.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that was good.
I love that. That was a feel-good video of the year. I loved it.
And from an unlikely source.
Yeah.
Barack
Obama. The only other thing I've ever liked that he did. There's 2 things.
Okay.
He was in favor of a college football playoff system, which we now have. But I wonder if he favors expanding it like I do.
Yeah.
And the other thing was the song.
The song.
We'll always have the song, Barack and I. Remember this?
So in love with you.
6 seconds. Okay?
6 seconds.
The only good 6 seconds.
Out of 8 years.
Of his presidency. Out of 8 years. He had 6 good seconds. That's all he's got. So
but like you said,
we'll always have the song. So I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
But Joe Biden continues to pause the repayment of student loan debts. I mean, this is something he kind of promised because everybody was trying to out-left each other Well, I'm going to give out, I'm going to take $10,000 off of everybody's loan debt. Well, I'm going to take $20,000. Well, I'm going to reduce it all. I'm going to take all of it away. Nobody has to pay anything ever. Okay. So they were battling back and forth like that. And Biden recently extended the federal student loan payment pause again until August, which constitutes the 7th extension since March 2020. Mm-hmm. The extension buys time for the administration to decide whether to make taxpayers pay off all $1.45 trillion of student debt. Why should we? Why should taxpayers take care of that? Why? Of course, the answer is we shouldn't. I mean, that's absolutely outrageous.
Right.
That, yeah, okay, everybody else gets to pay for their, I mean, they chose to get this debt, to take on this debt so that they could, what? Probably make more money in the future. Well, okay, then pay off your debt.
Everyone needs reliable transportation to get to work. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you have a car payment you're making, you should ask the government, look, I got to get to work, but I have this debt. So
Can you make my car payment this month?
What do you think?
And next?
Maybe.
And every month after that?
Yeah, let's do this.
As the midterms are fast approaching, the next several months will be crucial for the administration. Some Democrats believe Biden's pause is too moderate. And they've reignited calls for massive loan cancellations. But what they miss is that the student loan pause is already forcing U.S. taxpayers to absorb college debt. Mm-hmm. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Yeah. Isn't that great?
I appreciate this breakdown from the Federalist, really explaining it like this.
It's the natural consequence of two factors: the 0% interest rate on federal loans during the pause and rapid inflation. The 0% interest rate already cost taxpayers a substantial amount due to the significant default rates on student loans. But rapid inflation, which was 8.5% in March, compounds the effects of the interest rate. Borrowers benefit from inflation because their loans become worth significantly less than their original value. Mm-hmm. In other words, just as inflation devalues your savings, it also devalues your debt. And when inflation is high, that devaluation occurs at a rapid pace. Each extension results in higher losses to taxpayers due to the loan devaluation. And the borrowers can reduce their debts simply by deferring payments. Mm-hmm. This is convenient for student loan borrowers, but it is by no means fair to other Americans who struggle just as much with rising inflation.
Yep.
Not only does the pause provide special privileges to people who took out loans to attend college, it also forces those who did not take out such loans, like, I don't know, me, and many of you. It also forces those who didn't take out such loans to foot the bill.
Yeah. Isn't this fun? It's fun.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
No, I don't like it.
Yeah. Like I said, make my car payment, please.
Right.
I got to get to work.
Yes, you do.
It's
Yeah,
required.
you do.
And I love this meme that says it all right here.
This is great. Adam, bachelor degree in philosophy, $100,000 student debt.
Oh, no, Adam.
Can't find a philosophy job.
Adam, we could have told you this.
You can't find a philosophy job?
Do you go to monster.com and look under philosophy? How does that even work?
He believes people without college degrees are stupid.
Okay, well, screw you, Adam.
Then there's Chris.
Okay.
4-year paid apprenticeship. No student debt.
Right.
Earns $80,000 annually.
You go, Chris.
And just disconnected Adam's electricity. That's fantastic.
I love it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. There's absolutely no reason other Americans should pay off people's college loan debt. There's no reason.
Yeah, but the
for
joke's on Chris in that scenario because now Chris gets to bail out Adam for his debt, his student loan debt.
Right.
In the end.
Yeah.
See, Adam did a little end around.
Mm-hmm.
This is, we are falling. Our society's just falling apart, and this is just an illustration of it.
And we're supposed to be okay with paying off their college loan debt. We're supposed to be, well, yeah, right. That's the least we can do. They went to college, right? And and inherited $100,000 or $200,000 worth of debt. Actually, we're the ones inheriting it. The least I can do is pay it for him now.
Have a heart. Don't you care about these people? Come on.
It's just unbelievable. It's really unbelievable.
No consequences.
888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
What number do people call to get on the air? Do we have that number?
Why, yes, there is a phone number you can call. 888-900-3393. It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
That's interesting.
Got some tweets here. Tubby McTubtubs tweets. April 25th, the day democracy was revived.
All right.
Toothpaste words. Will the left turn on SNL for being anti-mask, or will the narrative change? Proud 1776er. Wait, Pat, you're obviously forgetting Obama's prowess on the basketball court and the pitcher's mound.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
The man's an elite athlete. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Garbage. Garbage throw, man.
Oh, so bad.
That is
so bad.
He tried the corner and missed.
You couldn't even try to be that bad if you're a man.
No. I'm right-handed. If I'm left-handed, if I throw it left-handed, I throw it better than that.
Right.
I just
in women, you could throw better than that without even trying to. I mean, this is it's not even real.
Mrs. Boots tweets, I couldn't afford to go to college, but yeah, let me pay for others to go. Yeah, for others who have gone, by the way. And many of them went through all 4 years and accumulated huge debt and went to really nice universities like Harvard or Yale. And now they're whining about their debt. You didn't have to go to Harvard or Yale. You didn't have to. You didn't have to go to a college that's $40,000 a year. You didn't have to do that. But you chose to. These people who are whining about their student debt. I mean, there were alternatives. There really are. I mean, people used to, back in the day, actually work before college, like during their high school years, save that money, and then use it at college.
That's how that
to
works?
pay for college. Yeah. Yeah, that's how that worked.
Okay.
Yeah, that's unthinkable now. I don't even hear anybody mention that as a possibility. If you're planning to go to college, can't you also plan to pay for it? I know people who did that. So
these are the people who the government has said you can stay on your parents' insurance until what?
26.
26? Is that what it is?
26.
All right. So I mean, they're not expecting to have to make responsible life choices at such an early age. I can't be expected to understand how to add and subtract
the economics of paying for college.
Yeah.
I can't be expected to do that. Swank Think tweets, a reality show of the Biden family couldn't even be aired on any network or streaming service due to violating multiple FCC regulations. It's probably true. Russia told the world not to underestimate the considerable risks of nuclear war that it said it wanted to reduce. Okay. Russia's trying to reduce those risks. I see. And warned that conventional Western weapons were legitimate targets in Ukraine. According to Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, the risks are now considerable. I would not want to elevate those risks artificially. Many would like that. Really? Who would like the risk of nuclear war elevated? I don't think there's a single person on this planet. The danger is serious, real, he said, and we must not underestimate it. I like how they're like pushing that off on everybody else. Hey, you guys are really increasing the risk that we're going to use nukes over here. Really? Lavrov had been asked about the importance of avoiding World War III and whether the current situation was comparable to the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis, a low point, of course, in U.S.-Soviet relations. Russia had lost its last hope to scare the world off supporting Ukraine. Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba wrote on Twitter after Lavrov's interview, "This only means Moscow senses defeat." Hopefully this guy isn't in Russia right now as he's tweeting these things. Oh, it's Ukraine's foreign minister. Yeah, he's not in Russia. During a visit to Kyiv on Sunday, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin promised more military aid, of course. We talked about that yesterday, for Ukraine. It's getting dangerously close now to $4 billion worth. I don't know when that stops or if it ever does. Lavrov said NATO, in essence, is engaged in a war with Russia through a proxy and is aiming that proxy. War means war. Well, yeah. I mean, we are in a proxy war right now with Russia. Russia's 2-month-old invasion of Ukraine, the biggest attack on a European state since 1945, has left thousands dead or injured, reduced towns and cities to rubble, and forced over 5 million people to flee abroad. The death toll, they say, for Russia's troops is over 20,000 now.
Whoa.
I mean, I see that pretty consistently, that people are reporting that 20,000 figure. So either they bought into the propaganda of Ukraine or it's real. I don't know which. But I think they've lost so many that they've admitted it's a really serious war that they're going through right now, and that they've taken a beating, and their military war machine has taken a beating. Moscow calls its actions a special operation to disarm Ukraine and protect it from fascists. Huh. Isn't that nice of them?
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine and the West say this is a false pretext, obviously. United States is due to host an expected gathering of more than 40 countries this week for Ukraine-related defense talks that will focus on arming Kyiv and, I guess, arming them further because we've already armed them. Meanwhile, Russian security services, this is really bizarre. Russian security services on Monday were accused of staging a Ukrainian assassination attempt by releasing photos of confiscated copies of the Sims video games that some speculate were mistaken by Kremlin officers for SIM cards.
Wait, what now?
They've got this photo. I should have sent the photo in for a full screen. They busted into these guys' apartment and confiscated a whole bunch of stuff that they had in there. And some of the stuff they laid out on a table and photographed it. And it was the Sims video game.
Oh, my gosh.
So people think, the Russian intelligence think those are SIM cards? Is that what they think instead of the Sims video game? Are they that stupid?
That is awesome.
Is that incredible?
I mean, that is
not nearly as smart as I thought you were.
Right, that's a Saturday Night Live bit, is it not?
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. The FBS claimed to recover an improvised explosive device, 8 improvised incendiary devices of the Molotov cocktail type, 6 pistols, a sawn-off hunting rifle, an RGD-5 grenade, more than 1,000 cartridges of various calibers, drugs, fake Ukrainian passports from would-be assassins, and The Sims video game.
I'm looking at this picture.
Uh-huh.
I don't see SIM cards.
No.
At all.
No.
At
it's
all.
just The Sims, right?
This is
It's the
a
video
riot.
game.
See,
I know. Russia. Look at that. Okay, so they did find some Nazi paraphernalia,
Okay.
or I don't know if they planted that on these guys, but look at what's there.
Yeah, and the Sims.
The Sims
video game.
This is unbelievable.
That is awesome.
Could Russia be any worse than they are at this?
Honestly,
I don't know.
I can just see future Biff hitting 1955 Biff saying, "You idiot!"
Exactly.
I said SIM cards.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Not the Sims video game.
Oh God.
Is it possible the FSB is that stupid? I guess it is. I mean, I've been shocked, really shocked in the last 2 months over how bad Russia has conducted this war.
So, I mean, we've
how
talked
inept
about
they are.
This ridiculous world we live in. We live in the world of idiocracy. There may be benefits, though.
Yeah.
There may be benefits.
Yeah.
Where if Russian special forces confuse the Sims video game for SIM cards.
I know.
Awesome.
Come on.
This is a great tweet. Classic saboteur checklist. Explosives? Check. Guns? Check. Mein Kampf? Check. Nazi flag? Check. The Sims expansion pack? Check, check, check.
The Sims 3 video game? Check.
This is
maybe the most damning evidence of all. It's so
awesome.
Great. That's amazing.
That's good stuff.
No wonder they've lost 20,000 troops. If this is as intelligent as they are. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Wow. All right. The University of Waterloo. Waterloo.
There you go.
Couldn't escape if I wanted to. They announced an opening for a tenure track position last month that is only available to, quote, qualified individuals who self-identify as women, transgender, non-binary, or two-spirit, unquote. Is that legal to do? Hello?
I mean, this is Canada,
I thought
right?
you didn't discriminate. Oh, okay, yeah, Canada. Maybe it is legal in Canada. In the United States, that would just be flat out illegal. They're
Would it be?
Yeah, well,
who knows?
Should be. You have to self-identify as a woman, transgender, non-binary, or two-spirit. How hard would it be to identify as two-spirit?
That's me.
Yeah, I got two spirits inside me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When do I start?
The other spirit doesn't come out that much, but sometimes it does.
I mean, I can't control it.
Can't control
Sorry.
it. So yeah, I can't show you right now,
Yeah.
but I am two-spirit. I identify as two-spirit. I'm the 2S in LGBTQIA2.
Yep.
S
Yep. Right.
plus.
Yep. That's me.
That's
right,
me.
Right
That's
there
me.
on your little.
Right there at the end.
Yeah.
I'm a little pissed that my 2S is at the very end of all of those letters. Because what am I, the least of them?
What's the name of your second spirit, though?
Susie.
Susie?
Yeah, Susie.
Wow. Tell us a little bit about Susie. If you're going to work here,
she's shy. She doesn't like to be talked about, so I better not.
Does she ever come out and introduce herself, or can she
Sometimes,
come out now and say hello?
But again, I can't control it, so I don't know if she'll do that or not. But
Well, that's disappointing. We'd like to meet Susie before this interview is over.
I know it'd be great. It'd be great if she'd come out, but
Yeah, sure would.
dang it. You know, it's like that. It's like that Moon Knight thing on Disney right now.
Oh, wait, now hang on now. Some of us are a little behind. Okay, so
Well, but you've seen that
I've seen
there's
the
somebody
first
in there,
episode.
right?
Seen the first episode.
Yeah, okay. All
Okay.
right.
It's good. I like it.
Spoiler alert, there's two people in that body.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. But one of them's not named Susie, though.
No,
Okay.
no, they're both boys.
Okay.
So I don't know if that qualifies as 2S.
Now,
I
keep
don't
in
know.
mind, that was created by Disney before their latest adventures. So
Oh, yeah.
So the
Right.
next time they do it, it'll be Susie will be in there.
Right. The university's Faculty of Environment is seeking applicants with experience in geography, earth science, environmental science, or sustainability to join as the Natural Science and Engineering Research Council Tier 2 Canada Research Chair.
Oh, that's perfect for Susie. If you know anything about Susie, she's all about
all
research
about
and
all of those things that I just read.
whatever you read.
there.
Yeah.
Applicants are asked to fill out a self-identification form to ensure
Oh, that'd be fun.
that they fall into one of the four categories.
Oh, that would be so much fun. Talking about Susie on your form there.
Wouldn't it?
Our world's insane.
In order to address the underrepresentation of individuals from equity-deserving groups among our Canada research chairs.
Equity deserving groups.
Jeez.
The West has fallen.
Because this is a special opportunity for a specific member of the four designated groups, applicant self-identification information will be used for the purposes of screening and consideration. All right.
Susie,
So,
now's your chance to shine here. Here we go.
even though the University of Waterloo is a public institution that prohibits discrimination based on gender, it can implement special programs under the Ontario Human Rights Code
There we go.
that are designed to help people who experience hardship, economic
See?
disadvantage, inequality, or discrimination.
We're looking at you, Susie.
In this case, those who self-identify as women, transgender, non-binary, or two-spirit. Now, here's what two-spirit is.
Oh, we get a
them.
definition of two-spirit?
An actual definition.
Okay.
Two-spirit is a gender variant that derives from Native American culture. I'm sorry, the person inside me is Susie and the Banshees. Does that qualify as Native American then?
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. So if you're two-spirit, you are culturally appropriating.
Oh, wow.
Hello?
Wow, yeah.
I don't care for this. Now I'm not in. Now I don't like it.
Two-spirit is a gender variant that's derived from Native American culture, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Traditionally, Native American two-spirit people were male, female, and sometimes intersexed individuals who combined activities of both men and women with traits unique to their status as two-spirit people.
So we need
kind of complicated.
We need people to protest. We need Native Americans should be protesting this job opening.
Yeah, and the cultural appropriation of their two-spirit thing.
I don't care for that. Yeah.
I don't care for it either, Keith. This is not right.
So
don't be stealing Native Americans' two-spirit thing.
So would you say this is a case of, if this protest were to happen, of liberals
eating their own?
Yeah.
Liberals eating their own.
Yeah, I think that's what would happen.
That's what I would say. Yeah. It's liberals eating their own.
So Rob chimes in from the other room, and he wonders if that's not Susie that is inside of you as your second spirit. Then maybe it's Rhonda Locklear after all.
Oh, yeah, from the Lumbee tribe.
Yeah, so maybe that's what we got going on there. A little Rhonda Locklear.
Right, who said this?
My name is Rhonda Locklear.
Right.
I'm from Pembroke. And I'm a member of the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina.
Okay, she could be two-spirit.
I have two children.
Two children.
And like any mother, I want the best for my boys.
Of course you do.
Jacob, my oldest, is a transferring student to UNC Pembroke.
Been too long.
And Isaac is in the 8th grade at Pembroke Middle School.
Okay, thank you.
Like most families.
Sure.
Across the state who either don't have access to high-speed internet who can't afford it. We were stuck with dial-up service in our home until 2 months ago.
Just 2 months ago.
No.
Well, 2 months and
this has
13
put
years ago.
my family, my sons in particular, at a severe disadvantage.
Of course it has. Of course it has, Rhonda.
Isaac
Obviously.
depends on the internet.
Tell us about his homework.
To
Right.
complete his assignments for school.
Oh, wow. Yeah, sure.
He often uses the internet to work on reports,
projects, porn,
or often, at times,
to
just do research.
At times, just do research.
Yeah. I watch him struggle with the dial-up service.
Oh no,
and
not Jacob.
observed him get frustrated.
This is your second spirit.
Because he could not move around on the web like he likes and needed to do.
Couldn't move around like he likes.
Seemingly easy assignments took him hours to complete.
Isaac could just be slow.
You know what? Yeah, he just might be stupid. Right. Has she ever considered the fact that Jacob is stupid?
Look, learning disabilities.
It's possible.
I mean, those happen.
Yeah, they do. They do. And sometimes kids are just stupid. You know what I mean?
Kids are just. Has she had Jacob and Isaac
tested? Has she had him tested? Either one of them, Jacob or Isaac. I don't know.
It's heartening to watch.
Oh, sure.
Isaac got very upset.
Oh, no.
Discouraged. And frustrated.
Because
he could not do what he needed to do.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
As a mother,
it
breaks my heart.
It does.
And causes me to feel that I have failed him.
Well, you have.
In some way.
Frankly, you just have. Okay.
What a terrible mother.
Terrible mother.
I'm sorry.
Pathetic. Up until 2 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, in 13 years. They didn't have dial-up. I mean, they just had dial-up. They didn't have high-speed internet. That's unconscionable. So she should feel like a failure. Because she is one. Am I right? Who's with me on that? Now, the government did come through with a
thank goodness.
$20 million program to get them high-speed internet, the Lumbee tribe. And so everything's fine, I hope, with Jacob now.
Yeah.
Her oldest.
Not frustrated.
Jacob, her oldest, is probably not frustrated now. Or frustrated.
You know what else they didn't have? Members of the Lumbee tribe, they didn't have student debt. Tell you that.
That's right. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
Just saying. So Susie's been kicked out of your body. It's now Rhonda Locklear is residing in you for this job in Canada.
And that's why I feel frustrated because I can't determine when Rhonda comes out and when she doesn't. So
I think that Rhonda, the spirit of Rhonda Locklear, lives in all Pat heads.
I think so. Yeah,
I think
so.
I think we're all two-spirit because we're always. You can't say the word frustrated in a conversation without thinking of her.
That's for sure.
And many times the word mother.
Mother.
Oldest.
Oldest. Noel. My oldest.
Jacob. Oh, boy.
All right.
The things this show just infiltrates in your brain.
Mm-hmm. And just beats to death for years. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will appear in the drag queen show, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars.
Nice.
According to Paramount Plus, the show premieres May 20th, follows previous drag competition winners in a tournament of champions. Wow, they got a tournament of champion drag queens. This we've got to see, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
The Hill reported all of this, and Pelosi apparently appeared in a commercial for the show for only a few seconds where she's seen asking, "Can I get an amen?" Oh, jeez. Which is, of course, one of the host's iconic lines. It won't be the first appearance for Pelosi on the show. She was also on RuPaul's Drag Race in 2018.
Oh, sounds like somebody's scrambling to shore up her base.
Right. This idea of people believing in themselves, being themselves, taking pride in themselves is not just a lesson for politicians, but for everyone in the country. And that's why I was so excited and couldn't resist being on the show, Pelosi said.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Good stuff.
You're an inspiration. I hope you know, because you really know your power, Pelosi told the drag queens. It's about taking pride, and that's what you do. Take pride in yourselves. Now, if you're not a drag queen, you can't take pride in yourself. Yeah, if you don't go to pride parades and things, if you're, for instance, heterosexual or cisgendered, you can't be proud at all. I mean, that's discriminatory and hateful if you have any pride. So just don't forget that part.
That stinks.
Yeah.
What about the Two-Spirit? Can they have pride?
Yes. Okay. Two-Spirit can have pride.
Just checking.
Some considered Pelosi's 2018 appearance on the show to be a publicity stunt. As former President Donald Trump tried to block transgender people from serving in the military. Trump's rule went into effect in 2019, but was repealed, of course, by the Biden administration. Because
when I think defenders of freedom and defenders of liberty,
you gotta have your trans population.
I think of a transgender sharpshooter perched on a hillside.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, exactly. Okay, coming up in a few minutes, we'll be doing the overtime show. Go to blazetv.com/Pat. Enter the keyword, the promo code PAT, and you'll save $10 off your sub for a whole year. Okay? So that's awesome. We'll be seeing you on Overtime, plus be back here again tomorrow, and we'll, on Overtime today, cover this Al Gore meme that has been making the rounds.
I like it.
Yeah, we'll tell you about that coming up.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.